All right. Looking very well. We're going to have Dark in the red, Sitaux in the blue. We have Sitaux playing with Hindustanis, Dark playing with Japanese on 4 quarters. For the first game of the first semi-final in the winner bracket. We'll see that Sitaux playing with Hindustanis is going to get a civilization that we have seen be pretty standard on this map in the past. They get 10, 15, 20, and 25% cheaper villagers in the Dark Field Castle and Imperial Ages. In addition to that, Hindustanis also get 25% faster attacking camels. +1/+1 armor on gunpowder units, and then for the team bonus, we're going to go 2x because we need to catch up. And then for the team bonus, we're going to see for Hindustanis also. Actually, you know what? We're just going to go 4x until we get to the fuel age, then we're going to go back to 2x. So yeah, then on top of that, Hindustanis will also get 2 bonus damage from Light Cavalry Hussar and Step Lancer Line units against buildings. While Dark Civilization, the Japanese over here are a very interesting pick. They get faster working fisher ships. So if he is to end up getting control of the south quarter over here, that could potentially be extremely beneficial for Dark, but of course it's going to have to get control of the south quarter first. What else do we get for Japanese besides that? They get, well, twice the HP and +2 Pierce armor on fishing ships. We're going to have for the red player civilization a 50% discount on drop of buildings, as well as 33% faster attacking infantry units starting in the field age. And then for the team bonus is going to provide Japanese with 50% extra line of sight on galley line units. If we are to see Dark play this one similarly to how we saw freaking Andy play it last time around, right, on this map, the extra line of sight on galley line units is actually going to be very interesting because you would be able to spot villagers from a farther distance. However, though, Dark is going for a demolition raft as soon as we get possibility for action over here. We're gonna slow down to 1x once again, but right now he's got demos coming forward. We'll see if he can spot anything. We'll see a defensive tower coming out for Sitaux. And Dark's got the horse over there. This can be huge, guys. This can be huge. Here comes Dark. And come on! Oh! Huge shot over there. That's going to be another one. He's trying. Oh, man. That was a lackluster shot for sure. He ended up taking a single villager with the second demolition raft over there. We're going to see Dark actually go for more even. He's got 2 additional demolition rafts. Meanwhile, Sitau's been collecting resources like a maniac. He's been collecting so much stone. Once he gets to the castle age, and he's going to be there a little bit earlier compared to Dark, he'll be able to start going and putting pressure, right? He'll be able to start going for forward castles. And we talked about this before. We get a lot of action down the south at the very beginning for sure, and so far Sitau's lost 6 villagers to the demos from Dark, even though the working count is only 3 lower for him. But we have talked about this. After you get past the fuel age and the possibility of damage down the south, demolition raft kind of diminishes, right? In my opinion, the next best play is going to be trying to get control of the left-hand side, because that's where you're going to get all the stone. And if you're the only player with access to stone, you'll be able to get map control, subsequent map control in the future by still collecting stone while your opponent won't be able to. So let's take a look. We see a forecast coming up for Sitaux up in the north, and we're going to see a forecast coming up for Sitaux on the left-hand side. And this is a ballsy one. What is he doing? He sees a DC over there. What is he doing? He's trying to completely deny the stone, right? There is no way on earth that this castle comes up, right? Right? So long as Dark pays attention, you just gotta garrison the TC, and the TC is going to have enough range to deny the castle full stop, but he's not doing it! Dark doesn't realize the ball this, and the castle foundation is already coming up for Sitaux. And above, 50%. Dark, on the other hand, was paying attention up in the north, getting a counter castle over here to Sitau's push, and this is a very interesting position. If Sitaux ends up getting the castle up, and it seems to me like he will, and he does, he's gonna start pushing Dark away from the stone on the left-hand side. And that is terrible for Dark. Yes, that is absolutely awful for Dark. He's gonna try and get a defensive castle over here on the left-hand side on Sitaux. Sitaux doesn't have quite enough resources to go for another castle of his own, but he does realize about the villagers from Dark going over the left-hand side. We'll see if he's going to react over here by either going for a few towers and try to prevent the castle from coming up, or if he's gonna try and utilize the market tank his economy and get enough resources to get a counter castle up over here, especially because he's got Gulam coming out. He might actually be able to deny this one if he is able to get his own counter castle, but it's getting too late already in this castle. It seems like it's going to come up no matter what. So Sitaux gets kind of pushed away from here. It's still good for the blue player though, because taking the TC down over here means that Dark is only going to have a castle to work with on the left hand side. Won't be able to keep on going for any extra villagers. And then once Sitaux gets enough units out, enough Gulam out over here, he could potentially just take all the villagers that Dark is unable to fit inside the castle. Up in the north, still a little bit of pressure from Sitaux. He's going for some Gulam, so he's going to try to get the raids going. And down the south, Sitaux's also been the one to get the raids going for the most part. He had some fire ships move over to Dark side of the map down the south and put some pressure against the villagers. The right hand side though, over here in the east, is the only quadrant that we still see players not really fight for yet, but it's one of the most important ones, of course. Holding the potential for defense, right? And interestingly enough, on the right hand side, Dark's gonna get a defensive castle up. So take a look at this. Sitaux's got another castle coming up on the left hand side. Now with both these, take a look at that range. What do we got? Or what do we get for the blue player? He ends up denying this. He ends up denying this. But there's still going to be this available for red. This one's still going to be available at the very least until Sitaux goes for, you know, fletching or blocking arrow. And yeah, still, of course, extra resources available for the players. Oh, Sitaux tried to go for a forward castle on top of Dark's castle over here. Of course, he didn't know when he placed the foundation that there was already a castle from Dark. So Sitaux is kind of clapped over here. He's just gonna try and take the castle down. Oh! He's trying to get a, as men would say, romantic castle. And then there is another one coming up. Oh! But the damage shot! The damage shot! What? Dark! What are you doing? He could have paid attention over there. He could have gotten so many villagers down. But he was not paying attention. He's got 2 demolition ships over here. He's not really doing anything with. Oh, Lord. Dark had a beautiful, beautiful chance for damage over there. Now he can take the villagers still, mind you. But he's going after the fire ships. Now he still has 1 demolition ship over there, but he doesn't make use of it. That was absolutely tragic. And Dark's just wasted such a great opportunity. With so many demo ships, he could have denied the castle, or at the very least delayed it severely. There we go. Yeah, the castle came up for Sitaux in the end. We see the petards coming out from Dark though, and now Sitaux is also going to try to go for some petards himself. The difference over here is, I guess, Dark should be in a much tougher position to try and defend himself, because he cannot really repair this castle. I guess he could try to, but it'll be very difficult because he needs to send villagers, garrison them inside the castle, and then out-garrison them in between both these castles, so that Sitaux's castle wouldn't be able to target the villagers. Meanwhile, Sitaux, of course, he can out-garrison the villagers in the middle over here and try to repair this. But Sitaux already has a samurai over here, so it's not really possible for Sitaux to do it uncontested himself either. Imperial is on the way indeed for Dark. Yes, Sitaux is getting close to having enough resources. He should be on his way up very soon as well. So far, it's actually looking stronger, despite the fact that Dark is in... You know, it's got a significant lead to... My lord, 171 villagers for Sitaux. Just realized that. Holy crap. Yeah. Hey, Bosmir. Hi. Welcome back as well. I hope you're doing alright. Hope everything's going well for you. Great emotes. I'm very happy with those as well. Yes. And eventually, slowly but surely, we are going to get more. There are still a few extra slots that are open. Unfortunately, the artists who made the emotes for my channel so far won't be able to make the rest of them. But we will get more emotes in the future. Eventually as well. I'm not really sure if I'm going to commission them from somebody else or if I'm going to, you know, take a crack at doing it on my own. I don't know. There we go. Yeah, this is a very, very risky castle for Sitaux to go for. Yeah, he's just going to bail on it. He ended up losing so many villagers trying to get this up. Yeah, Dark had the castle over here, managed to get a bunch of villagers down. Managed to take the majority of the villagers down with the fire ships or whatever left, you know, they had. How many slots do you have extra? I have 17 slots for tier 1 subs, 5 slots for tier 2, 5 slots for tier 3, and 5 slots for free emotes. And we have 2 free emotes so far, the Ad Squad and the High emote. And right now I believe I have 8 out of the 17 slots used for sub emotes. Yeah, there's a lot of space, definitely. But the artists who I hope would be able to make the emotes that we still have left to make is not making them. So I need to find somebody else. I need to make them myself. They can be animated, right? I can have 5 animated emotes, yes. I already have the ideas for all 17 slots. I just don't have anybody to make them yet. I need to research artists and prizes, see the budget, etc. Here we go. You can use some of mine from BTTV. We could do that. We could do that. Until I'm able to sort out the situation and make the custom ones that I wanted to. Those would certainly fill the gap for sure. And they are pretty good as well, actually. It's freeware, right? Yeah. I could do that for sure. I need to put it in my to-do list. Left hand side. Dark's going to end up getting completely taken out of this area. So it's going to be just Sitaux, the only player left with access to stone, and that is huge. It's not only stone. We already talked about this last time around that we saw this map. The left-hand side is the only quarter with a neutral market. So let's say that Sitaux ends up getting full control of the left-hand side, and for some reason Dark ends up getting full control of the right-hand side. Yes, Dark's got the only quadrant with full gold, but Sitau's got the possibility of making use of the market over here to potentially trade. Not something that we have seen just yet, but the possibility is going to be there. At this point in time, Sitau's still looking stronger as he's getting to 200 population, and Dark's still struggling to get past 170 down the south. This quarter is still very much up for grabs up in the north. This quarter is still very much up for grabs, although it seems to be going in favor of Sitaux, given that Dark doesn't really have a TC anymore over here, can't really go for any extra villagers. So if Sitaux plays his cards right over here, goes for a few trebuchets or potentially just a bombard cannons right, goes after the castle, takes this one down, then Dark doesn't really have the means to protect his economy. Another castle on the way for Sitaux down the south. This one's a much safer one compared to the one he tried to get by the castle from Dark. And then on the right hand side, Dark seems to be in a world of pain as well. The castle's going down and Dark seems to be getting pushed away from everywhere. Damn. Great concept of this map. It is. It is. The one thing that I'm slightly concerned about, though, is the viability of more civilizations, because so far we have seen Hindustan dominate, and with good reason. You have 4 TCs, you have a quadruple TC start. You're gonna take the civilization that has the cheapest villagers, right? You're gonna save the most by going for it, and Sitaux is certainly going to make a case for it with this game, certainly looking much stronger in a much better position compared to Dark. And if Dark ends up losing this one, I think it's going to set a precedent by which players will be kind of scared of going for anything other than Hindustan. Is the one thing that, or one of the main things that you look for in a map is that it's going to be possible to play with more than one civilization, right? Or that not single civ or single strat's going to be OP. And I am not convinced that 4 quarters is only viable with Hindustanis, but we have not seen enough variety over here to kind of claim that you can play with any other civilization. So to say that the vast majority of the games have been Hindustanis mirror. And I think this might be probably the second game that I see that is not Hindustanis mirror, either the second or the first one. I quite honestly cannot recall seeing a game before where it was not just Hindustanis versus Hindustanis. And well, this going in favor of Sitaux could obviously have everything to do with the player and nothing to do with the civilization, but it's very hard to know with a single game as a precedent, right? Pizza formaggi map? Quattro formaggi. Right. Yeah, Dark's going to call it. GG. Well, guys, Sitaux gets the lead over here. It's gonna be 1-0. Let's take a look at the achievements. We'll see for military. I'm very close to 21 to 20 KD ratio. We'll see for economy, a stronger economy for Sitaux as well by a lot. 14,000 extra resources. Now, mind you, that doesn't mean it's not related to Hindustans because they pay fewer resources for villagers. You do not collect any extra resources. So this is just Sitaux having a stronger economy and a higher work count the majority of the time. Basically what you can do is just afford more villagers, right? But you can technically, if you're able to keep all 4 TCs working at the same time as Hindustans, you're going to have just in the same villager count. Just Sitaux will be able to use some of those savings to go for military, try to put pressure. So just goes to show how strong of a civilization Hindustanis are here. And yeah, I'm still not 100% convinced that Hindustanis is the only viable civilization, but I cannot for the life of me think of another civilization that would do quite as well at all. I guess we'll see. So welcome everyone then to game number 2, Sitaux versus Dark. Playing Lagoon, you might remember this one from earlier stages of the game, where or the tournament rather, where we saw this map being used quite a bit. We haven't seen it too much in the main stage, but we have it here now. For Sitaux playing with Byzantines, that means that we're going to get 25% cheaper skirm, spear, and camel rider units. We're going to have for the bull player, in addition to that, 10, 20, 30, and 40% extra HP on buildings in the Dark, Feudal, Castle, and Imperial Ages. Besides that, we have 4 Byzantines. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have 4 Byzantines, 33% cheaper Imperial Age cost, as well as 25% faster working, or faster attacking rather, fire line ships, so fire galleys, fire ships, and fast fire ships will attack 25% faster for the Byzantines. And then for the team bonus, they will also have 100% faster healing. Monks. Not really sure if I mentioned Free Town Watch, Free Town Patrol. It's something that Byzantines also get. Meanwhile, taking a look at Dark Civilization. For Malay, we're gonna get for the red player 66% faster research in ages. Actually, I think it's 60%, right? No, it's 66% faster research in ages, I believe. It's going to shove about 40% off the research time. So it should be about that. And then on top of that, we're gonna see for Malay also 30 and 40% cheaper battle elephant line units in the castle and Imperial Ages, as well as a 33% discount on fish traps that provide 300% additional food. The keen-eyed among you might have realized the players trying to hunt the crocodiles over here, and unlike Double Aslan, where you're able to collect jaguars, but they are not anywhere near as food-packed as boars, the crocodiles over here are actually going to be as food-packed as a boar. And as a matter of fact, you could even go as far as to call them a reskinned boar. For instance, Sitaux's got this crocodile over here right next to the outpost, and it's going to have 340 food, right? So it's basically a boar. And it's got the same HP, it's got the same stats. I think you might have been able to collect one already though, although I do not see the carcass yet, but he's not gone for this one, and players do begin with 2 to run in each TC. Yeah. Sitaux and Dark, they are both aware of this. It's just Sitaux has not gone for the second one on the right hand side yet. I think this is the second one over here on the left hand side. No, it's not. It's the first one. This is the second one. So he needs to go for it, and hasn't done so yet. Meanwhile, Dark on the other hand. Dark, it seems to me like he's already collected both the crocodiles, right? I don't see any left, and they spawn next to the outpost. So if you see the outpost over here, no crocodiles around, that means Dark has already collected them all. Okay, there we go. There is one left over here. So this is the 4th crocodile that Dark has taken. And taking a look at Sitaux instead. On the other hand. Oh! Villager, be careful! There we go. Yeah, I guess it's not the exact same stats, because the crocodiles are not doing anywhere near as much damage compared to the boar. But yeah. Taking a look at the south, we're gonna see that Sitaux actually does end up going after the second, crocodile over there. We're gonna go 2x, try and catch up. Should probably have done this from the get-go, given the fact that we are already like 5 minutes behind. Only a few seconds, guys. 45 seconds, guys, to get the predictions going. For who takes game number 2, Sitaux option 1, Dark option 2. Right now, it seems like option 2 is favored quite... Actually, option 1 is favored quite a bit, so... Once again, a new opportunity arises for you to try and play the odds for anybody feeling risky. Or anybody feeling lucky in any case. Lucky enough to go for the riskier bet. Anyway. PLH is here ready for Dark. Sitaux is, of course, taking longer to go up himself. He's playing with Byzantines. And oh, a villager pick on the left-hand side, though. From Dark, getting the first villager kill over here. Beautiful. And at the center, I did not talk about this too much, but this lake at the center is going to be a great source of food. However, it is disconnected from the outer part of the map, so if you go for navy over here, you won't be able to utilize the navy outside, and ditto the other way around as well, vice versa, right? If you go for navy outside, you won't be able to make use of it to get control of the center. So we see Dark trying to prioritize, going for outside control. He's got 2 docks over here, and he's going for galleys. Might be able to get a village down over here. So far, he's been able to get 1, and that's going to be the second villager going down from Sitaux to Dark's units. The blue player, on the other hand, is going to try and get control of the center instead. So far, he's gotten away with it. 5 fishing ships and Dark. Dark's only now going for the second dock at the center, so it's going to take a little bit before he gets enough navy out to push Sitaux down water. And that is if Sitaux ever lets Dark contest the center, because Sitaux's got fire galleys coming out at the center, and Dark on the other hand, Dark's just going to go for full pressure with galleys outside. Yeah, and Sitaux is kind of starting to struggle over here a little bit. The worker lead he had over Dark is vanishing. Only 1 extra villager now for Sitaux. So not looking the best. There we go. Beautiful. This is not the best unit control for Dark, though, that I have seen. There we go. Real is about it now. Taking the geese away! The geese heist! He's taking them. And then at the center, it seems like it's going to be Sitaux the one to get full control, right? 1, 2... Dogs only. He's producing from 4, so he's got 2 defensive dogs outside. This one, and where's the other one? The other one is right here. Yes. And so far, he's been unable to go forward and put any pressure against Dark whatsoever. As a matter of fact, he tried to put some pressure with the scout over here. Dark was able to take the scout down right away with villagers. So the game is definitely favoring the red player over here, and... There we go. Another villager goes down now from Sitaux. Is going to go for yet another tower. He's just been banking on these towers to defend himself. There we go. He's got enough galleys over here that he should be able to take care of the fire galley, but he needs some good unit control, and he was not... That was not good unit control for Dark, unfortunately for him. He'll still be able to clean this up, but there's gonna be left only 3 galleys, 2 of which will be extremely low HP. Right hand side. I think we might have seen a demo over here, right? Let me go back 30 seconds. No. It was a fire galley. Ends up taking a village down. Yeah, there we go. I've done size. It was gonna start trying to put some pressure against Dark, who has managed to get ahead in worker count. Has managed to stay ahead in military count and has a stronger economy as well. Should be maybe the first player to click up to the castle age, and because of the bonus from Malay, maybe the only player getting to the castle age this game. We'll see. Good unit control, good army composition, very nice over there. Sitaux does end up realizing about the demolition raft, splits his units up, but Dark is still putting a lot of pressure on the center. This is not over by any means. Meanwhile, up in the north, it's going to be Sitaux the one started to put some pressure against Dark, who seems to be struggling to defend himself against the fire galleys. Gonna see another dock coming up. Yeah, and Sitaux all of a sudden has managed to catch up for economy. For the most part, it's been able to keep up rather. I guess not so much catch up. Is still about 3 workers behind. But he's managed to get ahead in military count. So Dark was looking a little bit stronger earlier. The game is switching back and forth. Score is very close between both these players. There we are. Nice. Demo shot coming up, and that was alright. That was good. Not good enough to take both of these down. However, I think if he approaches with a villager, he might actually be able to take the fire galley down. In the end, though, it doesn't seem like Dark's gonna want to commit to the center too much. And Sitaux actually manages to juggle his economy quite heavily utilizing the market over here in order to get enough resources to click up to the castle age. Not something I would be expecting at all. There we are, castle age. Will be here for Sitaux very, very soon. If you take a look at Dark, he doesn't have anywhere near enough resources to click up yet. Well, the game was looking better for the red player just a few minutes ago. Sitaux's been able to kind of turn the table over here, right? And now he's looking in a much better spot himself once he gets to the castle age. He's got a good amount of navy to potentially upgrade to castle age units for the war galley upgrade. Meanwhile, Dark's getting close to having enough resources to click out to the castle age, but it's still going to be so late. As Sitaux gets there already, we're going to see the war galley upgrade come up for the bull player right away, which is going to turn fire galleys into fire ships, galleys into war galleys, demolition rafts into demolition ships. It will allow him to keep full control of the center. And now he's going even for the castle drop. On the right hand side, Sitaux is looking absolutely fantastic over here. He had a very, very aggressive castle location over here at the very beginning, but he decides against it in the end, interestingly enough. Dark cannot really do anything to deny the new castle location anyway. So Sitaux will, you know, be able to start going for Capafrex if he wants to. The time being is going for fletching. That's going to increase the range of the castle. It's going to make it difficult for Dark to get access to any resources nearby. And Sitau's got enough stone to go for yet another castle, actually. So where are we going to see it? Well, he's going for towers on the left-hand side, or the right-hand side base of Dark. And we could very well see a castle come up, either between the gold and the stone, potentially for the blue player, or perhaps even somewhere around. Okay, he's going for the castle here. That's good. Anyway, and I guess this is still going to deny all of this, right? All the farms, the DC, everything. Left-hand side, defensive castle coming out for still. How on earth was he able to get to this position when Dark was looking so much stronger? I know a lot of it was Dark's insane military queue after having taken worse trades against Sitaux, and a lot of that's got to do with the faster attacking fire galleys. So check this out. Analyzing the last 5 or 10 minutes of the game. Dark was looking stronger when playing for galleys, and then he started making a transition to fire galleys to have meat shield for his units. Sitaux started going for his own fire galleys, and because they do attack 25% faster for Byzantines, he was able to get better trades. In the end, we see a trade that favors Sitaux by quite a lot, about 2-to-1, actually exactly 2-to-1 KD ratio so far. And that means that in order for Dark to keep up with the same amount of military units that Sitau's got out in the open, he had to produce extra units compared to the blue player. So Sitaux was able to save some of the resources to go up to the castle age, while Dark was investing basically his entire economy towards going for extra navy units and try and prevent Sitaux from just completely dominating, right? In the end, Dark does manage to get out to the castle age himself as well, and we'll still have a somewhat comparable worker count. It's better for Sitaux for sure, no questions about that. Still about 7 extra workers, but it's not a huge margin. In the military count, it's looking better for Sitaux still. Not by a huge margin. However, the upgrades make a big difference. Only now, the war galley upgrade's coming out for Dark, which means that he still has kind of his baby teeth in terms of army, right? These are not anywhere near as strong as Sitau's, who's gotten already the war galley upgrade such a long time ago, and he's putting so much pressure around. Let's take a look. There we go. Sitau's paying attention. Nice. He's gonna try to get some of the villagers down. Should be able to get some. There we go. Hey, Clippy. Hi, hi. Welcome. Man, I love the lurk emote. It's so nice. There we go. Fantastic. So far, looking pretty good for Sitaux still. However, Dark's gonna try to bring the game back. He's going for drastic measures over here. With the 4 castle coming out, Sitau's got the resources to go for a counter castle himself as well, but he's not really paying attention too much in the map by the looks of it. Probably just paying attention up in the north over here, or in the right hand side, right? It doesn't seem to be paying attention over here too much. The castle's coming up, and Dark's going to end up taking a bunch of the villagers down over here. Sitaux doesn't realize about this on time. He's going to end up losing all of these villagers to the castle. Sitaux! Dark's knocking on the door over here. Doesn't have good news. And these villagers, well, they're one by one. Opening the door, receiving the message of death. And how many villagers have gone down over here? Well, so far, the castle has gotten 13 kills. All of these just eco units. Yep. That's going to be 17 villages going down from Sitaux. 18 villages. Holy crap. And now Dark. He's got enough resources to go for yet another castle. He's going to go over the left-hand side. Meanwhile, Sitaux is going for the castle up in the north. Still keeps both these on the right-hand side up. It's got cataphracts and rams coming out, so it's going to try and go after this castle eventually, but yeah, it seems like Sitaux is still putting more pressure against Dark than Dark's putting against Sitaux, and we'll see the castle come up over here for the red player. The foundation is in a spot that is not really going to be buildable, so Dark's going to have to relocate it elsewhere. But I imagine it's going to be probably in between the gold and the farms. For the red player, probably somewhere around here, right? Perhaps. That would be a good location for him, so let's see. Goes for the castle, cannot do it. If Dark's paying attention over here whatsoever. Hey, there we go, never mind. The castle location for Dark, there's no way this one is coming up so long as Sitaux realizes about the attempt. And he's trying to go for the castle. Where I was suggesting would be a good location for it, but there is no way, right? Sitaux, so long as he targets one villager with one villager of his own over here, like individually, he should be able to prevent the castle from coming up. So he's going for 2 towers over here. He still needs to take the villagers down over there. And yeah, this castle's getting denied. There is no way Dark's getting this one up. Right hand side, we see the cataphracts coming up over here. The ram is there as well. 2 rams, as a matter of fact, for Sitaux. So he might be able to take this castle down. And now it's going to be Dark's turn to lose a lot of villagers. He realizes about it, but a little bit too late. The cataphracts have already taken some villagers down, and over here Dark is going to lose the castle if he doesn't do something, and he's going to go for something to defend himself with Karambit Warriors. And the game's looking a lot closer compared to game number 1 from the get-go. What a messy series so far. The castle being denied over here is exactly what we were expecting to see, of course. Ideally, Sitaux would want to go for some walls around it to try and deny it. But anyway. There you are. Fantastic. Castle's going to remain denied over there. Dark still under a lot of pressure. A lot of blinking dots everywhere around the map. If you're in the player's position over here, it's going to be pretty difficult to really know what's going on when everything's blinking, and then there is just so much mixed blue and red over here. Extra DC's on the way for Dark. Still on the back foot by quite a lot in terms of economy. The working count is so much higher for Sitaux. Although he does have a lot of idle economy though. Where are the idle villagers from Sitaux? Ah, he's defending against the Karambit Warriors, so he's got some garrisoned over here. He's going back to work now. His economy is still going to be stronger compared to Dark, and he's also the first player to go up to the Imperial Age. Well, Dark obviously won't take quite as long to research the Imperial Age himself, but he's got to get the resource to go for it first, and because of the same situation we saw earlier with the KD being better for Sitaux, he is actually in a much better position to go for something like this, to go up to the Imperial Age. Well, Dark has had to spend extra resources just to keep up. Another castle is coming up for the red player forward. This castle wouldn't really give Dark too much control of anything that's really valuable, so I'm really sure Sitaux actually wants to take the time to try and deny this. Nice demo shot over there from Dark. But yeah, Sitaux will take the time. He's going for the tower over there. Meanwhile, Sitau's bringing another demolition ship. He's got the Karambit Warriors coming out, so this castle's probably going to end up coming up in the end. And bow! Another big shot from Dark. Beautiful. The castle? Well, the castle is not coming up anymore. Villager's going down over here to the knight, and that's gonna be the last villager from Dark. So that's the second castle that Dark gets denied over here. Still gets to the Imperial Age. Dark doesn't have anywhere near enough resources, anywhere near enough economy to even think of saving up to go out to the Imperial Age, but he is not the one to call the GG just yet. Sitaux is ahead in population, but by a very small margin overall. It's ahead in villager count, but only by 9. Is ahead in army value, but behind in army count. The game's not over just yet, although Sitaux should be able to seal the deal sometime soon. With access to Trebuchet, he's gonna be the only player with siege that's strong enough to take the castles down over here. When this gets going down, Dark's gonna be left with no defenses up in the north. And very soon, of course, after that castle crumbles, we're gonna see the TCs going down next. Sitaux, who is still collecting a lot of stone, might be able to keep on going for more castles around the map in the future. For the time being, Dark's gonna be the only player with enough stone to go for extra castles himself, and he's trying to get a castle up in the back of Sitaux's economy over here down the south. We'll see if Sitaux realizes about it. For the time being, Dark is just trying to make this one messy. Send the Karambe warriors over. See a defensive castle coming up immediately. He's still kind of tanks his economy a little bit over there in order to find the resources he needs to buy a castle. And hey, a castle came up on the left hand side. Check this out. How on earth did Dark's castle come up over here? A single villager that Sitaux did not pay attention to in the end ends up taking this one or getting the castle up. That is huge, and that just goes to show once again just how hectic the game is. So much to pay attention to. A single villager sneaks in, perhaps even more than one, but in the end it's not going to be too many from Dark, and it's enough for him to get a castle up. And you know what? If he plays his cards right, might actually be able to go and finish this castle up as well. But once again, these are not really doing too much for Dark. These castles, they are not really denying too many resources. These farms, Sitaux was already away from. He was actually not even trying to go for those anymore. And single villager castle, let's go! Dark might actually end up getting this one up. Unfortunately though, it's once again the same situation where it doesn't seem to me like Dark's going to deny too much with his castle, right? He'll be able to push some of the villagers away from the wood over there, but of course we could very well just see the blue player migrating. Oops, sorry. We could see the blue player migrating. The villagers over here just collecting from this side of the woods. It's gonna be fine. There we go. Beautiful. Castle goes down over here for Dark right away. So he got it up. Doesn't matter. And still is getting the tower up over there to prevent Dark from getting the castle up. In the end, the second one. And that's... Oh! Oh man, Sitaux just took the demolition. I was about to say Dark is wasting the demo opportunity over here, but Sitaux took the demolition down and he actually ended up losing his own villagers because of it. Oh god. Obviously that was not intended. I think it was just an auto attack from the castle, but still. Interestingly enough, getting to the Imperial Age hasn't really gotten too much for Sitaux. He's actually falling behind in work count right now compared to Dark. Dark's got the most military units. He's got the most villagers, the strongest economy, potentially. There was a castle attempt on the left-hand side that Sitaux was able to frustrate already from Dark. And this one does come up in the south from Dark as well. And where's the villager? He's going for outpost around. He's going to try to get docks over here. And the game is starting to get so freaking hectic. It's been the case that this game has been very, very hard to keep track of so far, but this is just getting ridiculous. Sitaux actually started to fall behind. Let's take a look at that. We might see an underwhelming demo shot over there. Dark's gonna continue going for more, as he can afford them, of course, and Sitau's gonna continue going for extra pressure on land with the siege. This castle's most likely going down. Yeah. And then on the left-hand side, this castle doesn't seem like it's going to come up anytime soon, so there are 2 castles left, 3 castles left down the south. From Dark, and Sitau's gonna already start trying to put pressure, right? So he's got one trebuchet taking the one down the south down. He's got another trebuchet taking this one on the right-hand side down, so that's going to clean up for the most part of the southwest of Dark's presence, of Dark fortifications, and towards the northeast, even if Sitaux is still looking so bad for economy. 69 villagers. Nice. Still struggling to catch up in population against Dark. We'll see if taking the castles down is going to suffice from Sitaux to get back in the game. Here we go. This one's going down. 2 more volleys. Meanwhile, down the south, this one crumbles. This one is going to go down very soon. 2 more hits as well, and then this one. Still staying up. How many villagers do we have repairing this from Dark? Not enough. Not enough. 1 more shot, and this one goes down. Take a look at that. Bow! And Dark, with a higher population by 30, is gonna be the one to call the GG as he loses the castle over there. He was losing the castle down south as well, and Sitaux was starting to get some control of this game back. Dark's going to find himself behind 2-0 against Sitaux, the higher elo player in this matchup, but not necessarily the best player for this particular matchup, for this particular map, for this particular scenario, right? Still very well played. The Frenchman, PAL member of the Baguettes, moves on to put himself 1 point away from taking the series. Better KD for Sitaux in the end is going to be about 4 to 3 KD ratio. We're going to see for economy, a stronger economy for Dark, collecting only 1,194 extra resources, not a huge amount. While for society, we'll see a stronger worker count for Sitaux. Yeah. At the end of the game, it was not so much the case, of course. It was higher for Dark, but it was probably not going to stay that way for too long, as Sitaux was starting to get some momentum over here, especially by taking the castles down from Dark forward. Well played! Sitaux 2, Dark 0. Yeah, for some reason the transition over there didn't work. Sorry about that. Bugs, what you can do, right? Anyway, welcome everyone to game number 3. And as things are, this is match point already, of course. Sitaux up 2-0 against Dark. We're gonna try to catch up. Let's go 2x. I think we might be behind by a few seconds, but not by too much. And for the civilizations, we'll see Sitaux playing with Italians, a very strong civilization on this map. We have seen this already. Dark is gonna have instead with Gujaras, civilization that we haven't seen be quite as strong on water maps. But let's go through the bonuses for each. Starting with Sitaux, playing with Italians over here, we're gonna see that the bull player gets 20% cheaper gunpowder units, 15% cheaper fish and ships. Oh, there's a pause. All right. They get a 15% discount to go up to the next stage, and then in addition to that, let me take a look. APM. Okay, nobody dropped. It's just a pause.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. And then in addition to that, we're gonna see for Italians a 33% discount on university and dock upgrades. While for the team bonus, they have access to condottieri from the barracks in the Imperial Age. There we go. Nice. Taking a look at Dark Civilization then, the Gujaras will get 40% extra bonus damage from mounted units. We see the Gujaras also have the ability to garrison fishing ships inside docks and herdables inside mills to generate passive income. They start with 2 additional berry bushes, which usually allows you to sustain food income while you just garrison your herdables, right? But interestingly enough, Dark's gonna choose to just kind of, you know, butcher the turkeys over here instead. Up in the north, he's going to secure some of these, yes. And there are 2 still he has not found. I'm not really sure if Sitaux ended up getting one of these, because there's one over here that it seems Dark has not found yet, but it's a single one, and they should be in pairs, right? So I'm not really sure if it's only been... Oh, no. I think he took one. Yes. Oh, no, that's the boar. So if he didn't take one, and there's only one over here, did only 7 spawn up in the north for Dark? It could very well be the case. Or maybe he maybe he took one at the very beginning, perhaps. There was no telling besides just going back, right? But like, it's fine. He's already made his choice. He's gonna decide to take the geese, or the turkeys rather, down the south. He's gonna decide to garrison most of the turkeys up in the north. And that's going to be about it no matter what. Anyway, for Gujarat's team bonus, finally, we're gonna see that the civilization gets also 25% faster training camel and elephant type units, so it's going to be about it. Let's see who's the first one to go up to the fuel H. Players will probably wait until they get to 40 for the 2 workers before clicking up to the fuel H, because of the fishing ships, which will take a little bit of extra get into, a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra resources get into. So yeah, it's going to be probably more like that. Regardless, I am liking Italians over here a lot better. Gujaras are a civilization that will take advantage of cavalry units, mounted units, against which Italians have Genoese crossbows to work with. And one thing that I can think of Gujaras obviously would be the Srivamsha riders, which have agility and they can kind of prevent taking too much damage, right? Prevent taking too much damage from ranged units, but it's still going to be pretty difficult to make something like that work, because it's only a limited amount of agility they're going to get. Thus, if you get a good amount of Genoese crossbows, the moment you can actually land your shots against Srivamsha riders, that's the moment you take them down, because of the bonus damage against cavalry units. Genoese crossbows in fairly small numbers can already one-shot the units that Dark might be able to go for. Oh boy. Village is coming out for Sitaux. He's got 2 docks on the back, right? So one on the back of the east base over here, one on the back of the west base over here. And Dark's going to be in a similar position. However, he did take the time to go for a 3rd dock forward, which means he might be thinking of either landing over here, which I don't think is necessary for him to go for a 3rd dock. You can just go for the transport ship over here and just bring it over, right? And I think the most likely scenario over here is going to be Dark trying to put pressure. Trying to get water control. It can be very important on this map. It's not going to be the end-all be-all. Of course, if you end up getting both islands and you lose water control, you still win the game. But it's going to make a big difference, especially if you are the one left in a stronger economy because of being the only player with water control or water presence. And then the other player is going to struggle to keep production going with a much smaller economy, and that might be what allows you to get land control, but we'll see. As Fuel is here for Sitaux, he's already going for a market. He's got a very, very healthy amount of workers to work with, and Dark is still in the Dark Age though, on 63 workers. What is the plan over here? He's going for more fishing ships. He's gonna try the fast imp. Interestingly enough. Here we go. Fuel just on the way now for Dark. Beautiful. Castle Age is on the way already for Sitaux. Is going to be the first player getting access to the War Galley upgrade. That's much stronger military compared to what Dark's going to get access to. Sitaux, as he is already in the Fuel Age and on his way to the Castle Age, is going to be the first and only player right now to go for Navy units. So he's got fire galleys on the way already. And these are no Japanese fishing ships, guys. So these will go down pretty quickly, either to galleys or fire galleys. In all honesty, it doesn't seem to matter too much what Sitaux goes for over here. So long as he produces some navy, he should be in a position to get either full water control, or at the very least get the lead, until Dark manages to start going for his own navy and manages to catch up. And Dark, as we were expecting, is just going full on greed over here. 79 workers, 15 more compared to Sitaux. But the Devil players not only get into the Castle Age, he's sending villages forward, he's been collecting stone, and he's gonna get out of my game castle up over here. Certainly gonna try, and that's what I'm talking about. This castle, once we get fletching, once we get Bakin Arrow, is going to prevent the red player from collecting wood from here. It's not going to prevent him from collecting gold over here, but it's going to make it certainly very risky, as it wouldn't take too much for Sitaux to just go for a few archers, right, around here and just try to put some pressure and deny this gold. So it's looking fantastic for the blue player if he is able to get the castle up, and it seems to me like he should be able to. We have a knight over here for Sitaux as well, even kind of pushing Dark's villages away. And this is huge. This is the first out of more than one castle, of course. Sitau's got still about 12 stone miners, so very soon he'll be able to go for the castle for on the right hand side as well if he wanted to. Although he doesn't seem to have anywhere near as much in terms of defense over there for his villagers. And Dark's going up to the Castle Age. He's got way more than enough resources to click out to the Imperial Age as soon as he gets there. And it seems like he might have overdone this a little bit. Oh man. It's a very rough position for Dark. Now we see a tower coming out for Sitaux, and the knight roaming around will end up taking a few villages down for sure, and will put Dark in a very precarious position, as he was ahead, sorry, by about 20 workers. Now he's going to find himself behind, right? Damn. I'm a beginner. I wanted to learn Begalius because the unique unit, but it sucks. Yeah, well, which archer, mounted archer civilizations are awesome? Mounted archer civilizations are awesome. Archer civilizations that are very good are Ethiopians, Britons. They are fantastic. Britons get extra range. Ethiopians get faster attacking archers, so they're really good. And then Vietnamese would come to mind as well. Vietnamese get extra HP on their archer units. So it really depends on your playstyle. If you are the type of player to be able to pay attention to your army at all times, Britons are going to be second to none. Because so long as you're able to take advantage of the extra range, if you're paying attention to your army at all times, you can, like, quote unquote, never take a bad engagement because you're going to be outranging your opponent all the time, right? But if you're the type of player to just patrol and kind of forget about the army, then I would probably suggest either Ethiopians, right? Or Vietnamese, because the faster attacking or extra HP that they get, depending on which one you go for. Those would be my recommendations anyway. I think probably Ethiopians are a little bit easier to play. The extra resources certainly give you a little bit of a headroom, right? Once you get to the next stage, you get 100 extra food and 100 extra gold with Ethiopians for free. You get the pikeman upgrade for free once you get to the castle age, so you're able to defend against knights as well pretty easily. So I would say probably Ethiopians, yeah. And then once you get more comfortable with paying attention to economy and army at the same time, I would probably say Britons. Nice. Fantastic push over here. Sitau's looking so good, guys. Welcome to the channel, by the way, Lou. Yeah, no problem. Mounted archer civilizations, by the way. Huns and Tatars, for sure. Huns are probably a little bit of an easier one because they get a discount, which makes it cheaper for you to go for cavalry archers. Plus, they do not need to build houses, so you don't have to worry about getting housed, which is a pretty big issue at the very beginning, I guess. Nice defense, though. Dark's taking both these Manuals down. Trying to get an extra TC up. He already lost the first one, and he's already started falling behind significantly in work count. In terms of water presence, we have some fire ships for Dark. More so compared to the fire ship count from Sitaux. It's just that, yeah, the players do not seem to be paying too much attention to the water anymore. It's just going to be full land production, right? We have Genoese crossbows coming out for Sitaux. Nice. Dark's gonna go for the Shrivamsha Riders we were talking about earlier with their agility. It's going to allow him to close the gap against ranged units, potentially even ignore TC damage at the very beginning, but not by too much. Exclamation mark DC3, guys, for anybody who might be interested in helping reach $700 for the tournament's prize pool, as Double Cup 2 had that prize pool and Double Cup 3 has a little bit of a smaller one. If anybody feels like contributing towards the prize pool of this tournament, you can do that. Exclamation mark DC3, and you're going to find information over there as to how to do so as well. Big shout out to Huevo Coyote, as always, and Aliar for hosting and making this possible. Making the tournament happen in the first place, and yeah. I mean, Dark's getting a lot of damage down with the Shrivamsha. There's over here a lot more so than I thought he was going to be able to get away with. And that really makes me wonder, where are the Genoese crossbows from Sitaux? He's got a beautiful unit. Once the agility runs out, he'll be able to one-shot these pretty easily. And if we take a look, the crossbows seem to be kind of spread around the map, right? So he's probably got like 1 or 2 around the right-hand side and then 1 or 2 on the left-hand side in Dark. Dark's going to take this lack of units from Sitaux to keep on putting pressure. And now with the transport ship, he's roaming around. He's going around the walls to get the raids going on the right hand side. And this is a very interesting position. Dark's behind and worker count, yes, but he's ahead of military. Now he's getting a castle up over here in front on the left hand side as well, in front of Sitau's base. And elephant civilizations, which ones are the best? Well, if you're talking about elephants, you have to talk about Khmer. They're the strongest elephant civilization, for sure. It's not, well, I mean, technically, I guess the war elephants from Persians are stronger compared to battle elephants. But from the civilizations with battle elephant line units, you cannot beat Khmer. They are so strong. They get tusk swords from the castle. In the Castle Age, the unique technology gives their elephants extra attack, 3 extra attack if I'm not mistaken. And they are just so good. Then Burmese will have extra armor, but then you have also Malay and Vietnamese. The Vietnamese get extra HP, but yeah, Khmer are the strongest battle elephant civilization, and Persians have the strongest elephants in the game. However, they are very tricky to get to because they are extremely expensive and they are only available from the castle. So if you're playing against the AI, for instance, and you just want to chill and use elephants, Persians might be the civilization for you. You can just turtle up and get a bunch of castles up, get 200 population with full war elephants, and then just unleash hell, right? But against a human, honestly, against a human, it's going to be pretty difficult to make elephants work, no matter what civilization you go for, because of how vulnerable they are to monks. You can make a point for Bengalis over Khmer since they are hard to counter. I mean, you can say so. The Bengalis get elephants with 25%. They take 25% less bonus damage. So against pikemen and halberdier, they are a little bit more resilient, and they do have some level to conversion resistance. I'm not really sure what the conversion resistance looks like for Bengalis though. If anybody knows, let me know, because I know for Teutons, for instance, the team bonus makes it so that units, or rather that enemy monks, get the conversion chances decreased by 50%, and the minimum and maximum conversion times go up by 1 and 2 seconds. I'm not really sure what the actual stats for the conversion resistance for Bengalis is. I think it's very similar to Teutons. If that's the case, then maybe against a person you might want to explore utilizing Bengalis then. Yes, that is a very good point, Lumaris. It's about commerce the speed of the elephants. That is also true. That is also true. You can close the gap. You can get places faster as well. No problem. Chat's always going to be available to to provide advice and slash or backseat, whatever you need. So thank you for the tips from everyone in the chat as well, you guys. It's always nice to welcome new people in the community like this. Double doubt for the double cap, yes. And it's been the case for Dark this series that he has had the most castles denied, I believe. Sitaux still the one to look much stronger in terms of economy, but still the one to fall behind the military. Well, players keep on going for some navy. Right now, Dark seems to be in a better position in that regard, though. He's got 15 fire ships versus only 7 over here from Sitaux, so most likely Dark's going to be the one to get full water control in the end. This could be a good opportunity for Sitaux to try and make a play for full land control. It's been very difficult for him, though. And the Genoese crossbows, that is not the best unit control! They are good. They are good against mounted units, but you need to kind of drain the agility of the Srivansha riders before you're able to take these guys down eventually. And you need to keep a good amount of Genoese crossbows. You cannot just send them one at a time. Obviously, if you just try to trickle the units, Dark won't really struggle against those at all. Trevinians have also strong elephant archers, but borderless battle elephants. Yeah, there are a few other civilizations with access to elephants, but the Trevinians are going to have very strong elephant archers that attack 25% faster. But it's kind of similar to elephants as well, like you like battle elephants as well, right? Like you don't usually see them very often because they are pretty hard countered by monks. The elephant archers, a little bit to a lesser degree, because you can snipe the monks from the distance with the elephant archers. A little bit harder to get the conversions, but they still go down to much cheaper units, with the skirmishers specifically countering battle elephants still pretty good. Beautiful. Push over here. From Dark ends up pushing. The Genoese crosses back, but Sitaux will get away with the castle over here still, though. On the right hand side, by the way, Dark manages to get the castle up, and he's gonna start pumping some armor elephants. Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense. Where's the siege workshop? Where's he getting the armor elephants from? I think he probably just transported these. He doesn't have a siege workshop that I can see over here. He was trying to go for one, but ended up getting cleaned up. Yeah, and Sitaux is starting to struggle big time. I was expecting Italians to do a lot better over here on this map and this matchup even, but it's been difficult, and Sitaux is losing the economy lead that he had versus Dark. He is still significantly behind in military count as well. Yeah. Talents are pretty bad versus Gujaras. I haven't seen this matchup too many times, and it would seem to me like if you provide a meat shield for the Srivansha riders to waste their agility fighting, you would still be able to make use of the Genoese crossbows, especially with Gujaras being a mounted civilization type, right? With Srivansha riders, camels, elephants, but yeah, well, they all learned. Italians apparently seem to struggle very much so against the Gujaras. At the very least, this matchup and this game seems to suggest that. Yeah, elephant archers are amazing, but they are very expensive and hard to mass. Elephant archers are pretty tanky archers, and they're going to be good against anything that standard archers are good against. Like, you get a good amount, and your elephant archers are still going to take on cavalry, they're going to take on infantry. So it's not bad, just very impractical. Same as battle elephants. Yeah, well, this game is certainly looking pretty over at this point. The Raiden seems to be on the wall, and Dark. He's getting the better end of the deal over here for sure. But this is good news for us, guys, because that means that we are going to have, at the very least, 4 games in the series. Yeah, the castle's going down very soon to armor elephants and Sitaux. Well, Sitaux should be prompted to call the GG by losing the fortification over here, because then PCs will be left only. It's not ideal. There we go, nice. Yeah, and the armor elephants are going down in the end. Good defense for Sitaux, but look at the walls he's gone for though. He's got a very small kind of pouch for himself to work from. If this castle goes down, and it seems to me like it should go down eventually, if it's not to the armor elephants right now, it's going to be to the trebuchets when Dark gets to the Imperial Age. Yeah, we'll see the rest of the economy completely exposed for Sitaux over there. Meanwhile, on the right hand side, we have the chakram throwers! Come on, you were talking about it. We get it. Yeah, and he was putting some pressure over there. Not too much, but still. Definitely Dark's in the driver's seat right now. There we go, nice picks over here. The Shuyangshu Riders already doing so much damage. Fantastic, there we go. Working extremely well even against the defensive towers from Sitaux, and the game has gotten very, very messy once again. This is the second time that we see already the game become extremely messy between both these players, and this has certainly been one of the messiest series that I have seen for sure. One of the most hectic series that I have seen. As Dark gets 200 population, he can now finally start saving the resources to go up. He's got almost enough already, and off to the Imperial Age Dark should be. And guys, you know, with all the pressure that we have from Dark coming up against Sitaux, he's going to drop at this rate under 100 population very soon. This could very well just be GG even before Dark gets to the Imperial Age. And the castle's coming out for Dark as well, just to add the insult to injury. Yeah. And Sitaux calls a GG over there. Well, guys, we have a 4th game coming as Dark gets game number 3. There's definitely still the possibility of seeing a full series over here, depending on how Dark plays his cards, of course. And yeah, we'll play it. Let's go and take a look at the achievements before jumping out and waiting for game number 4. For military, we have a stronger KD for Dark, approaching 5 to, actually exactly 5 to 4 KD ratio. For economy, we're going to see a stronger economy for Dark as well, collecting well over 6,000 extra resources. And it was actually looking better for Sitaux earlier, a little bit, not by too much, but he struggled. Society, we see a stronger worker count, max village account actually, that favors Sitaux. However, he was the one to lose the most villagers this game. Ended up losing 105, how fitting, against Dark. Meanwhile, Dark on the other hand ended up losing 62 villagers only, and fishing ships Also resulted in a lot of losses for Sitaux, who ended up going for 25 fishing ships total, ended up losing all of them, so that's going to be 125, 130 actually eco units lost for Sitaux in this game, while Dark on the other hand ended up losing about 11 fishing ships, so that's going to result in about 73 overall eco units lost, I think, and you can see a big slope over here favoring Dark for sure towards the end. Well done! I'm a little surprised by the amount of work these guys can manage at once. Yeah, there's just so much to pay attention to, and especially in games like these that we have seen today, it can get super messy, very hard to keep track of. Welcome everyone then to game number 4, sorry, in the series. We're gonna get for Sitaux Portuguese, we're gonna have for Dark Mongols. This double Krakatoa map we saw already earlier today, if I'm not mistaken, and you probably recognize it. If you don't, well, each player is going to begin with 2 groups of villagers and a pack DC per group. One group of units is going to be located close to the center, where you have fish available from a little pond, and you can choose where to deploy your TC, right? So this is going to begin as a pack TC. Oh, and Dark try to, yeah, the aggro, the elephant over here couldn't really do it, so he's going to begin this game by losing a villager to Gaia before he was able to get a TC up, unfortunately. Yeah, and Sitaux, I think he got the TC up a little bit earlier, so it's gonna pull ahead already in economy by so much. But yeah, we have, yeah, this is much better for Dark over here, gotta admit. Works a lot better now. He can start collecting the rhino. But yeah, at the center, we're gonna see both players unpack the TCs in different locations. Dark's a little bit closer to the pond, meanwhile Sitaux is a little bit farther away. If we take a look at the range of both these buildings, we'll see that there is an overlap over here, taken by the rocks for the most part, the boulders. And the lake over here is going to be very well protected by Dark's TC, not so much by Sitaux. So Sitaux, if he wants to collect from the center over here, is gonna have to send the villagers over here, right? Over this area, actually. Yeah, this, right? Over here. And he will only be able to collect from here until we get to the fuel H, and then we're, of course, most likely than not going to see somebody, whoever gets to the fuel H earlier, and that's the case for Sitaux, as he is on a stronger economy right now. He could very well end up being the one to get to the fuel H earlier and to potentially go for like a tower over here, right? It could be huge. You'll be able to deny the lake already for the red player and get full control. Taking a look at the outer TC locations, we'll see that up in the north, Dark's got the TC on top of the mangrove terrain over here, which means that he could potentially be exposed to Navy units. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, it's going to be the same for Sitaux. Both players are going to be equally exposed over here, so to say, if you can call it exposed, right? Nice. Beautiful. Now Sitaux realizes about the TC if he wasn't aware of it before. Hey, hold on. What is that? What is this? What's going on over here? This is just bugged out. I think it's only in capture H. But yeah. Kinda wondering about this. Is Sitaux just trying to bait Dark into garrisoning the TC over there and just get an idle villager time over here? It's working actually. Not only is Dark housed right now, getting extra idle TC time after having gotten the TCs up later compared to Sitaux, but now he even gets a little bit of idle villager time over there. In the end, chasing the villagers, he's gonna decide to settle around the wood line, right? And that'll be about it.
Sim. Hola.
Let's take a look.
Hola. Esto pronto. Hola.
Oh, the quick wall's coming up. Oh! Sitaux gets the quick walls around Dark's villagers. He traps it. Well done. That's the way you do it. Well done from Sitaux. Fantastic. And Dark's gonna try to break out, and he does! That is so close though! Come on! Sitaux must be so frustrated over Dark actually managing to breach out of there. Dark once again going after the elephants, getting dangerously close to losing the villager here again. Now we'll see if he's able to take the elephant down. He is able to de-aggro it just in time. Yeah, and he'll be able to take the elephant down for sure. Well done. Village is here for both these guys, and we see already on the right hand side, Dark's spotted Sitaux's extra TC over here, so you could potentially start to go for some navy units for sure. At another center, interestingly enough, nobody's going for any towers at all. Instead, Sitaux is going up to the castle age. He's playing with Portuguese and he's been collecting some stone. So he's gonna try and get a castle up once he gets up. He doesn't need to go for a tower right now. And Dark doesn't really seem to be interested in holding on to the center whatsoever. He's not collected resources from the center. He's not kept villagers around, right? So he's kind of given up on this one. That means that once Sitaux gets to the castle age, he could potentially go for a castle. And because Dark is kind of ignoring the TC over here, that would actually give the blue player the opportunity to go for a castle like around here, for instance, which would not only target the TC and take it down, but also potentially push the red player away from the wood over here as well, right? And then Sitaux will get full center control. Now he's got pretty good vision. Yeah, he's gonna keep on going for more and more outposts around. Dark was trying to go for a sneaky talk over here. He ended up getting spotted. Sitaux ends up denying that one. So far, the villager has gone down over here from Dark to get him a 2 villager loss. A second villager loss rather. Well, Sitaux on the other hand, he is the only player who's gotten a villager kill, and he has not taken any eco losses himself. Hey, there we go! Sitaux trying to get the quick walls up over here to prevent Dark from denying this. He won't be able to get the walls up on time, but Dark's not gonna be able to deny this anyway, and the castle's coming up. Such a place, such a position that Sitaux will take the TC down, and in the end, he won't really push Dark away from the wood, but he will still end up pushing Dark away from the stones, and it's still going to make it very risky for Dark to keep on hanging on to the center over here, or hanging around the center over here. For instance, we could see Sitaux go for an orc gun already, which he's going for, and then push the red player away from goal. And Dark's actually going to take preemptive steps over here in order to mitigate the potential for damage, and he's going towards the south to collect the stone over here, beyond the line of sight of Sitaux, and obviously now there's nothing over here for Sitaux to try and push away, right? And instead it's going over the right hand side. Little bit of pressure from Sitaux. He's got some navy units. He's got on the war galley upgrade once he got to the castle age, so he's got fire ships compared to fire galleys from Dark. And there is a defensive castle coming out for Dark, yes. But this will only protect the stone. We could still very well see Sitaux go for a tower around here, for instance, and still stay beyond the range from the castle, while still end up denying this gold. So where is Dark going to keep on collecting resources from? He's moved all the way down to the south, which is good. He's going to be too far away for Sitaux to reach this area. However, if Sitaux ever sends any like cavalry or even the organ guns down south, and it seems like he's going for it. It seems like he's going to spot Dark! This could be really bad for the red player. Check this out. Now Sitaux knows. He knows about the villagers, and he's going to take these down. If he pays attention, he plays his cards right, he should be able to take several of the villagers down over here. Meanwhile, up in the north, he's going for yet another castle, and well, Dark knows about the castle now. He knows about the fire ships over there, and he's just in a world of pain. One fire galley left for Dark. We have fire ships for Sitaux. He's going for more. With the second castle up, his organ gun production doubles up. Of course, production potential doubles. And yeah, it doesn't seem like Dark will be able to do too much over here to protect the villagers, right? So we're probably going to see a bunch of these going down, if not all of them. So the game is looking fantastic for Sitaux and Dark. Definitely hurting a lot right now. Yep, it's going to be more villages going down. And he's actually given up on trying to save these villagers now. Does this mean it's going to be GG? Dark is definitely still playing this. But after taking all of these losses, it's going to fall behind the working count by such a huge extent. But Sitaux is going to be in a very comfortable lead already. Extra TC coming out for Dark. This is catching up though, remember. This TC is pretty useless at the center, and it's eventually going to go down, so Dark cannot really do too much. And why is he even producing villages from this? He's actually been taking losses. Trying to produce from it. And because Sitaux realizes about the extra TC from Dark, he's gonna go and cast a dropper right away. Sitaux play this game masterfully, and it's certainly looking like he's probably won this one already. So Dark's going to call it GG, but guys, what a great performance from the Frenchman. With the final score of 3-1, Sitaux moves on to the upper bracket grand finals to wait for the other semifinals to be played. And we're going to take a look at the brackets in a moment, but Dark over here does get knocked down, but he's not out of the tournament yet. As a matter of fact, Dark's going to go down to play against one of the players, I believe, that we saw in one of the series earlier, right? So taking a look at the achievements one final time, we'll see for military a better KD for Sitaux, and it's not even close. 5-1 kill ratio for the bull player. For economy, a stronger economy for Sitaux by a lot, about 1400 extra resources. Society, we see a higher villager total count over here, and max count being the exact same thing for Sitaux as well as the current count. And Dark, on the other hand, well, he struggled a lot more. He ended up losing about 21 workers, 21 villagers actually throughout the game. Did not lose a single fishing ship, right? But still, compared to Sitaux, it was a much rougher economy for Dark over here. Struggled big time. Couldn't really make use of the Mongols, and so far this